Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Makalasi, and I like to do TikToks about life lessons, metaphysical, and spiritual things that I have learned over the years. So, in this video, I want to talk about your life, right? So, in life, one thing that's constant is change. I learned this concept. I learned about this idea from an African American author, science fiction author named Octavia Butler. She is originally from Pasadena, California, and she has some really fascinating books that actually are very relatable today. So I highly recommend that you guys should watch the Parable series. But in her book, she talked about the concept of the only thing that's constant is change. And this is true because if you look at yourself from a baby to where you're at now, there's a lot of changes that's happening. Even if you look at your psychology and if you look at your mentality, you would see that a lot of things have changed from when you're a baby to now. And this is based on your life experiences, your interactions, the things that you do with people and, learning and growing and things of that nature. But one of the things that people have to realize is your experiences actually gives you a lot of wisdom. And what I mean by experiences, I mean, like I have an example. Let's just say I gave you a peach and I said to bite it and to tell me your experience from it. But in the opposite, in contrast, I had someone who just know about that peach in theory. They don't really understand how that peach through experiences. They only know through theory. So they can tell you through language, yes, it is fuzzy, it is sweet, it is this, it is that, but they cannot tell you the minute intricate experience of the fruit. So who has more wisdom? I would say the person who actually experienced would have more wisdom because they have some intangible experiences that is not basically remembered. So there's learned knowledge and there's experimental knowledge. And through experimental knowledge, if you learn, you evolve and you analyze, you can get a lot of wisdom from that. So in our life, we are having interactions with people, and there's two ways you can deal with your interactions with people. You can deal with your interactions as a learning experiences, or you can just deal with it emotionally. The best way to deal with it is, even if you have an emotional experiences, is try to balance it out with your logic. So if you have an emotional reaction, it's always good to insert your mind because it's like your heart versus your brain, to balance out your emotions, try to put some logic into it and vice versa. But most people don't do that. Most people just deal with their emotions and then they react off their emotions. And when they react off their emotions, they usually don't make logical perceptions because they're not thinking with their emotions. So when you are able to insert your logic into your emotions and make decisions that you were able to analyze, reflect on, and make better decisions in the future, you will get more wisdom through that experience. The reason why I'm focusing on wisdom is because there's some people who did not focus on wisdom. They basically just deal off their emotions. So if you're someone who can implement your mind and your heart and put them in sync so they're kind of working together, you're going to have a lot more wisdom because you're going to take your emotional experiences, implement your consciousness into it, analyze it, reflect on it, and get better understanding and have a better experience in the future. So if you're not doing that, and if you're only just working off your heart, which is your emotion, you're going to make a lot of emotional decisions. And if you don't implement your consciousness, what's going to happen is you're going to be making these same emotional decisions over and over again. So if you're growing up with people who are not using their consciousness or just using emotion, you're going to eventually outgrow that person, or you're going to just, because you're implementing consciousness into your daily life, you're probably going to outgrow someone who's just making emotional reactions. So if you're evolving with wisdom, your environment will change if people are not evolving with you. So either your environment's going to evolve with you, or you're going to evolve away from your environment. This is true for friendships, relationships, and any type of, relationship that you have with someone in the public. So just remember that if you're implementing consciousness with your heart, you're probably going to get a lot more wisdom and you're probably going to outgrow your environment if your environment is only reacting emotionally. So that's my video for today. I hope you like it and I'll see you next.